And okay, we're back. It's a friend in need, which is about my fifth mission, really my sixth. I did make two kind of like Unreal Tournament type of missions, and the first one was just really small and it's basically stupid. You just run around and kill guards. I may or may not do commentary for those missions, but for now, I just don't have an interest in doing it. It's just, you can play them. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing really going on. The second one I might do a short commentary on because I expanded it from the first map, took that as a base and expanded it into another one. So there's a little more going on there, and a little slightly more creative, but still it's just a ludicrous thing. You just run around and kill guards. So anyway, this is a friend in need, and I've got, this is a little bit of the briefing. My relationship with Lord Baffert's always been tenuous at best. Ever since that fateful night so long ago, it's always been a pleasure to relieve him of his baubles and leave him scratching his head as to how one man always seems to get the best of him. So he hires Mexican security, been there, done that. So he hears that Baffert has acquired a summer home, and well, why not pay him a visit? So, but this was meant to be a two mission thing, and this first part of the mission is. You're just trying to find out where the home is. You're looking for some information, so you wanted to go visit Baffert's lawyers, who would certainly have that information. And so you wanted to do that, but you had another job to do, so Basso decided to fill in for you and, to break into the law office and get the information. But Basso, who is good with a lock, is not much of a sneak, and he ended up getting himself pinched. So he's in the City Watch office, and this mission started as a 64 cube mission, a 64 by 64 by 64 Dromed unit cube, and the whole point was to put an entire mission inside of, which is a very tiny space, but you'd be amazed what you can do in that space if you get creative. Comag had, I think, the first contest he did was a 64 cube contest, or I don't know. Well, he basically was the one that came up with the idea a long time ago. I didn't build this mission for one of those contests, but I was building this mission as an exercise to do that, to build a mission inside a 64 cube. And of course, it didn't stay that way. It ended up getting larger. But so as we get to this, as we get to the mission, the prison area, and I'll try to mention it when I get there. The prison area of this mission is a 64 cube, and then so there's basically just some tunnels. They're complicated, but when we building Dromed, when you build a mission in this style, it's pretty much just building one long tunnel connected to another tunnel, connected to another tunnel, and you make it look like buildings and street and everything. But still, it's really all it is just one long tunnel. And this mission is also very linear. One of the great things about Thief is being able to go anywhere sort of at any time. You sort of choose your own path. There's not much to that in this mission, because where you start, there are really very few places you can stray besides the path that will take you to the jail where you get Basso, and then you have to take him back to your flat, so in order to win the mission. So, and by now, if you haven't read the objectives on the screen, well, give you a second. That pretty much just tells you what you're doing. Basso was doing you a favor, so get him out of jail, and then finish the job he started. Find the information at the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Of course, the great reference to the Three Stooges. That's where we got that from. So anyway, we start in Garrett's flat, which is insanely bright to me to look at right now, because again, I have to relight these maps so the video comes out, with any kind of brightness at all. The video still looks way dark compared to what you'll see in game, but them's the breaks, and I'm not going through a whole convoluted process of trying to figure out how to brighten these things. So this is just a quick and easy way to do it. Here's a note on the floor. Yeah, you've guessed it. This is Garrett's weapons closet. Enter and choose items if you must, but know that all you need to complete tonight's assignment is either on your person or outside waiting to be found. Are you truly a master thief? If yes, out the window with you and onto the task at hand. If no, pick the lock, enter, and read the wall plaques carefully before choosing further items. Either way, have fun. Okay, and so this was basically my way of cheaping out and not doing a loadout store. So this is sort of like, you sort of think of this as, this is an honor system loadout store. So, if you want to load up on everything and go all Unreal Tournament on everybody out there, who am I to say no? What the hell do I care? So the first plaque, even a great thief needs a little extra help from time to time. Choose a few things below if you need to. So you got, slow fall potion, some water arrows, some flash bombs, and so, basically it's sort of like the non-lethal type of things. Nothing that goes boom is on this shelf. And if you look over here, only a bungling dolt should need these items. So, of course, I will take them. Fire arrows and things that go boom. And this is sort of like the secondary wall. You might want a few. An amateur thief might want a few items. So you have a healing potion, invisibility potion, and, of course, your sword. So sort of like, 3 levels of tools there. And, so I just pick them all up just because I don't know what I might want to do in this Let's Play. I might as well grab the munchies too. So, and whoop, be careful, I don't want to get spotted right away.
What was that?
Yeah, so I had toyed. There's a door to Garrett's flat, and I had toyed with putting a hallway out there and then I got to the halfway through building. I go, what is the point? I mean, all it would do is just lead to a dead end that wouldn't do anything anyway. So, and I think it was probably supposed to, like come down through here or whatever. I just blocked it off and said, why bother? So there's a few items probably to steal in here. Now you notice on that lock there, or is there just food in? Oh, there's a little cash box probably. Yeah, there we go. So 22 in cash. You'll notice in that lock, either lockpick was going to start working to open that thing. In Dramed, you can choose, you got to use this lockpick first, and then that lockpick another, or you can just set it to any lockpick will work. And the more I built, the more I tended to use that feature because what do I care what lockpick it is? And, just why do switching locks, going back and forth between the lockpicks. I mean, there might be some more instances where you have to do that in this mission, but it became less and less important to me, or at least from a design standpoint. Got to use the square one first, then the triangle, not the triangle first, and then the square. And it's like it's just a lockpick, just stick it in there and twist it. So there's a few guys wandering around here in the street. So we'll just whack them on their heads. So actually, I'll leave this guy to walk it. You should be able to do this. So you're gonna have to this building here. You're gonna have to get into in order to go any further. So if you, I don't know if you can mantle up here. There we go. My thought was that the sneaky thief would sort of take this route here, and I think if we stop and listen there. Make sure this guy gets by me.
Hello?
Yeah, might as well save.
Anyone there? Just rats again.
Thought I'd put... Yeah, there's a little bit. I'd put a little... Yeah, there's an ambient right here. It's basically just noise of people talking. You know the sound. We've heard it before. It's the the people talking, but you can't understand anything that they're saying, and it's playing through that window, but... With the volume for the game audio set low, you probably can't even hear that. So this is how I pretty much pictured that the sneaky thief would get into this building instead of just going through the door down there. And I believe it has a few things to nick in here. There we go. So from 22 to 77, so there must have been 55 in there. That was also another thing I did is I got better and paying more attention to details. Like the purple purse that you always see, the default value in the editor is 100. A value of 100, I believe. And for a lot of people, it's just a ludicrous amount of gold for, like just some, average guy walking on the street to have. So, I'll take and, reassign, give a different value to things like that, and just try to think, who is this guy, what's his story, and would he have more than 100, or would he probably have less, which most people would probably have less. So I can remember in Fletcher's Final Mistake, there's that Hammerite Acolyte guy with $500 in his cubby hole. He's got 5 purses, and each one's worth $100, and that was just ridiculous. One, for him to have that much money, and two, just to have $100 purses. So it's one of those things. the little details. You sit and you think, okay, I'm putting this in the game, but really why? And should I adjust it? And can I adjust it? And at this point, I was capable of doing stuff like that. I mean, I'm not one of the real drama head heavyweights, knowing how to do all kinds of fancy stuff, but things like that are really not that difficult to figure out, and it's certainly worth taking some extra time if you can to do that, because it just makes things seem a little more real. Yeah, I'll wait for this guy to come back. Oh, my Blu-ray player just shut off. Okay, yeah, it just timed out. I wish it didn't do that, but whatever. I guess it's trying to save energy. Okay, here's this guy. Come on back, because I want to nick your purse and knock you on the head. And let me just see, actually, so I got done talking about that. Okay, I got 77 now. Let's see how much I put in this guy's purse. Probably like 12 or maybe 20 gold at most. 7, okay, yeah, 3. See, there you go. He's just a guard walking in an apartment. He's got 3 gold. That's it. Not 100. And of course, there wasn't much point to this building other than to go through it. So these are all fake doors, except for the one door, that you need to go through. So, I've read over the years people saying, I want to build an incredible city mission, and every door is openable, and you can go in every house and every closet and every whatever, and it's like, it's a laudable, it's a fine idea. But as far as gameplay is concerned, there's a fine line between, oh, this is, just a tunnel and it's long and it's only one way to do things, and it's, yeah. And so if you give the player too many places to go, then it just becomes a chore just going in and out every door, because you don't know, as the player, you don't know, is this the room that I'm going to find the key or the clue or whatever. So there's a few extra areas just to add color and extra places to explore, one thing. But if you tried to make too many extra areas, then it would just be a drudge. Plus, you only have so many brushes and only so many resources you can use before you just run out of stuff. Before the mission can only be so big and contain so many brushes. So, so there's that fine line. And I hear people say that they're going to do that. Of course, nobody ever does, because people get grand ideas and never complete anything. And if you get too grand of an idea, you won't complete anything. I remember offering advice to guys. I got a 20 mission campaign or something ridiculous like that. I'm going to do, and all, like, dude, you're not going to finish a 20 mission campaign by yourself. I mean, it's just, you're not. I mean, unless you have no job, no life, no nothing, and spend 20,000 to 40,000 hours doing it, because that's how long it would literally take. So anyway, this is the apartment of the suicide jumper. I'm holding the suicide note in my hand, so we will read it. I've had it with that Daniel Rothschild. He's been leading me on for months. He's never going to leave his wife like he promised me. I'll be stuck in this lowly flat forever, so I choose to end it all. Tonight I jump to the canal below and end my suffering forever. Goodbye, cruel world. There's no justice for people like me. No justice. And if you pay attention and look closely, when you open this door, you will see the girl hanging there in midair, and then she drops and falls. So it's basically, opening that door triggers her to be teleported, I think, into the world at that spot, and then 2 seconds later, gravity, takes hold of her and dumps her into the canal below. So you can't save her, because by the time Garrett gets down there, she will have drowned. So there she is. You might not be able to see her, but she's right below the window here. And yep, so you can just leave her there. Okay, down here there are some water arrows to be found, just floating. And yeah, I think I see one up. Yeah, there's one, and there's another one. I think there might be another one, but that's about it. It's not like I really. Oh, so there we go. I never noticed that before. That little blue bit, I'm missing a texture. So we explained in the Unfinished Business LP what Dromhead does when it can't find texture. So you just leaves that little blue thing. And you can mantle on this boat if you just come on. There we go. And the guy going off about looking like a stupid little pottery figure and stuff. And you do, oop. Careful. Yes, something moved there, but you didn't see it.
Nothing.
This is not the thief you're looking
Too
for.
tense.
There we go. See, I used my Jedi mind trick, and he's walking away. So number 8, give me an arrow, because I need to get over this fence. And there's a guy standing in that little shack right there. If you walk right, I guess you can sneak through by the dock and go around and try to get through that gate. But that gate is locked with a... Damn it! That key was... Oh boy, here we go. Well, so much for...
I'll find you. I mean it. I'll find you.
So much for not getting busted. So I can put that rope arrow in a bad spot.
We got a thief here.
What do you mean you got a thief here? You don't even see me.
Come back here. Come on out. You can't hide from the
Now
law.
let's see if we can... We'll darken this torch too. Maybe I can get up here without him really seeing me. Okay, and we do the whole grab the arrow and jump. That's just a nifty trick too, grabbing your rope arrow and jumping. It's over here. I know there's a bit of a dark...
Be sorry sooner or later.
What was it over here?
Hey, over
Oh,
here.
oh shit, been spotted. Oh! Again, shouldn't be cursing. Okay,
Come on, coward. Now I got you. Take that.
oh boy. I might have to reload this time. He's gonna light me up. If I could just...
Hold still. This won't hurt much.
Oh. All right. All right. Well. So much for being stealthy. I should have put that torch out before I climbed up there. And hopefully I can get this guy and he doesn't rile up all the guards on the street.
Come out and face me.
Oh
villain.
god, oh man, I got the whole world pissed off now. Oh great, the lean and jack didn't work.
Here it comes, right between the eyes.
Okay, okay.
Get him! Why don't you try this on for some? Just make wool.
Okay. Okay, dock key. Okay, that guard he would have been further along the path up that ramp. I think this is the, so that gives you the key to the door for when you want to leave. Because when you come back to your flat, you're going to be carrying basso, and I just wanted to make it a little easier at certain places to allow Garrett to move, because it can be a bit of a drudge sometimes trying to carry somebody. And there's a book here. I don't even, is it? Okay, you can't fob it. I imagine it's just supposed to be like a log book or something, since there's a little dock there and a little guard post. So yeah, you can hear the female guard blabbering on. This bit here, this is Fox's barbecue. So again, you know, I try to put some reference to Fox in missions. So this is Sly Fox's barbecue or Mr. Fox's barbecue. I know there's letters on the other side of those cabinets that, so you can see, or I don't know where the building's labeled in some manner or not. But you can, you know, sneak through here if you like. You know, past the guy, and I just like the rats on the, you know, on the counter. So you know, it's like a greasy barbecue. Am I stuck now? Great. There we go. Yeah. So, you know, just a greasy, filthy barbecue joint that's full of rats, but maybe the food is really frickin' awesome. Anyway, yeah. As I recall, this area can be a bit of a trick. I allowed you to kind of cheat and get up on the roof here, but since this isn't a large airbrush with buildings, this is essentially a tunnel right here, and you know the sky up there is just the roof right up there, and it's, you know, painted sky, so it looks like it's, you know, a million miles up, but you know the roof of the mission is, you know, not much higher than these buildings, and you can get up on top of these buildings and avoid this street if you just, you know, rope arrow up there and do that, but it just, you know, it looks, then you really tell, oh, I'm in a video game, because this is obviously the end of the world, you know, the end of the game. So it's slightly more challenging, a thiefy to you know, put out arrows or put out torches and just try to sneak around the guards at street level. But there it is, you know, Fox barbecue pit right there. So
have all these codes.
So.
Just so cool.
So we just whack her, and oh yeah, that's right. And then there's a guy. That was kind of, a bit of a dirty trick on me. You get hide guards. Kind of. Oh, you might not see that guy,
Who's that?
and then get busted.
Please don't play games.
Okay, and then So put out a light here.
No one here now. Thought I saw something.
And is there anyway? And there's one more guy there. So I think if I just sort of mad dash for that door, I should be okay. As I say, it's been a while since I've played any of these, so. Yep. So that was good. We save again, and then that should be easily enough to sneak up on this guy and give him a knock on the head. Because, as I say, these in Let's Plays, I'm not bothering to try to play properly. The whole point is to comment on the mission, not so much to play it. And this is where Basso got himself nabbed. The law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Consultations by appointment only. And I should be perfectly safe here because I believe the guy who... One of those guards that I knocked out back there down by the water was patrols this street. Once I took him out, there aren't any patrolling guards. Everybody else just stands a post. So nobody should be along to surprise me. That's why, as I say, for people that want to ghost and not knock guards out, that's why that lock takes a bit long to pick, because you're going to have to pick a bit and then slink back into the shadows, wait for him to leave and come back and pick some more. And I think there's somebody in here. Yeah, there's that guy in there. I'm not even sure there's anything in that room you need, but we'll check it out later. Hey. Okay. Hey, Bean. How you doing? Bean's my cat, and every now and then he likes to jump halfway up my leg and hold on with his claws. And when you're wearing shorts, that's rather painful. So, yeah, Bean, if you could, not draw blood from me today, that would be good. That would be a good thing. Yeah. Oh, and another thing, like this here, like these trays that you can't fob. A lot of times, people put a bunch of stuff on a tray and then make it so you can fob the tray as well. So, it's a nice little thing to just, make the tray not fobbable. So it's just easier to take the stuff off of it, because how many times you played like, oh God, I got the frickin' tray, and then you got to drop it, and then you're on a marble floor or something, and you can't put the tray down quietly. So it's just, little things like that. I think there's actually a guy walking around in here. Yeah, he's in there. So I'll just run around here, hope he doesn't see me. So I think he patrols about, yeah. So anyway, this is the evidence that you need to find Lord Bafford's new summer address. So this is what Basso got pinched trying to steal. And I really don't think there's anything in here. And there again, with the tiled carpets, I don't know what I'm thinking doing this, but
Must have been rats.
Whatever.
Repulsive.
Oh yeah, okay. And he's and a key, law office's key. Well, you don't really need the key, but I guess I thought it was realistic that somebody have a key since they're in a locked building. How are they going to get out? So oh yeah, there we go. So, and you can also lock it too. So now he's actually locked in because I stole his key. Haha. So, and then you go this way. You're going to have to get to the next part of the mission via some sewers. Let's see. This is what we do as mission designers when we just, you can't really figure out how to connect one place to another. Just use a sewer. Everybody loves hopping around a good sewer because, this isn't smell-o-vision, since you can't smell. And there's a little area up here with a couple of spiders, and there's some, certainly believe, yeah, there's some loot to steal, so we'll just go up in here real quick. And there's a dead guy, obviously. I guess the spiders got him. And so, there he is. And we put an arrow in him. Let's see if we can get this guy, or is the flash bomb going to... All right. So this thief's got a flash bomb, and oh, there's another spider. We'll leave you alive, everybody. You're not really hurting anybody. So there we go. And that's just, just to leave a little extra something to do. Now here, oh yeah, that's right. There's a broken ladder here. So that, and again, this is just add a little more challenge. Just try to make traveling through space, a little more interesting. Since the ladder's broken, you have to climb the ladder to open the thing, and then the shrewd player, obviously, will know that now he can put a rope arrow in that ceiling and climb the ladder and be able to get onto the rope to finish the climb. And then we have and we might as well leave that open. Normally I would close something like that behind me. It just seems a little more thiefy. You don't want to leave every door open, every hatch open, even though the AI, 99.99999% of the time, they don't care because they haven't been programmed to. Again, one of those things, the difference between, the subtle balance between realism and game. If the guards notice everything missing, then how's Garrett going to steal everything in the house? But, I think it would be nice sometimes to have, special items, just like so he knows, well, I can't steal that, or I can't steal that, or if I want to steal it, I better steal it on my way out, because, as soon as that guy walks by, he's going to see that painting's gone, and all hell's going to break out. So, again, the fine line between a game and fun, and, or a game and work. And the people that live in this house are out and about. Yeah, I think he just wanders around, and then she stands by the fountain. So we'll just club him. That's actually, is there some money in the fountain? Yeah, there's a little money in the fountain. This is actually Daniel Rothschild. Yeah, Daniel Rothschild. He's the guy who, wasn't going to leave his wife and go off and live with the poor young lady who committed suicide. So, and in her note, she says, the Rothschilds, oh yeah, the door's open. There wasn't much point in locking it. And so she says at the end of the note, there's no justice for people like me, no justice, So if you think, especially if you played my missions before, you go, hey, Sly likes to kind of do drop things here for a surprise. I think if you drop that here, Sly Flax says, well done, tap for bonus. And if you go to your objective screen, now you've got bonus, good job. When the wife finds this note, she's going to go ballistic. So, there's a little justice for the poor girl who committed suicide. So, leaving the note there has been, the wife will find it. And he'll be sleeping on the couch or looking for a new place to live sometime soon because, adultery is a dirty business. And anyway, we're getting very close to the prison now. As I say, it's just kind of a small city crawl to get to the meat of the mission. And if you stay along this wall, I believe those guys there won't see you. And then how do I get up? Okay, yeah, I think you just get on this box here. And then if you do like the old running leap to the ladder. And now it pays to be kind of really frame rate says I'm up to like 56 frames, and I usually you can pump and slip along like, yeah. So a lot of times this is harder to do when the frame rate is low, because then you can't tell exactly where you are because it's not being drawn quickly enough. But so you can't get through that gate. For one, the guards have the key. And, oh, yeah, I don't want to use a mouse arrow for here. The guards have the only key to that gate. And they're obviously right at the gate, looking at the gate. So, even if you did have the key, you'd be walking right into them. So, but you come up through here. I guess this is some kind of industrial things, power stations, sewage monitoring, whatever you think it is good enough. And again, there's a little bit of blue. I mean, there's a missing texture somewhere. And so I can't remember if can you drop down here silently, or do I have to put a mouse arrow? I'm going to try to save my mouse arrow if I can. Yeah. You drop down there silently, and then if you stay right here, you don't get spotted. Just don't make any noise. And the key to the gate is on those guys' belts. So.
Listen. Hear that?
Something there.
See, Okay.
I need to get some sleep.
Made a clunky sound. See, city gate key, and
Yep.
he's also got a key. And I think you can get here without through here without dousing any torches, but it's pretty darn tough. So if you know, as I say, I recommended, you know, if not so much ghosting this mission, doing it with minimal tools, because you don't need to take anything from your weapons locker to complete this mission. Though you do need a gas arrow, which it should be in his inventory. I believe I gave it. Yeah, there's a couple of gas arrows I gave him. So those are in your inventory, because there's one spot where I wouldn't know how to get past this one guard if you didn't gas him. And, you know, I'm not averse to using thiefy tools, you know, to get the job done. I mean, I usually just get by with ropes, lockpicks, and a blackjack. But, you know, specific examples where you have to use a thiefy tool, I think, are cool. You know, and it's just fine with me to use. So we sneak through here, and now right in here begins. This area here is, I guess, the roof of the 64 cube. So, I didn't mean to do that. If I hide in the corner, he'll calm down. Now you can. Oh, there's another missing texture too. Never noticed that before. You can. I see how many. There's, I think, like 3 ways to get into the prison here. I'm gonna leave you guys here. You can rope up in the place we were just at. You know, down back through there. Up high, there's a couple of guards standing watch, and it is possible to, like, I think, douse the torches and rope up past them, and then you can whack them in the head and go down into the prison. Or you can, I believe it's possible to get you get the gate key and then just go right in the door, you know, the sort of the front door of the prison. But, you know, that's not very thiefy. And there's a right in front. And see, there's the gallows right there. But my favorite way is, you know, down through the chimney. And this is where I think it really comes in handy to have a rope arrow, because I think if you don't put some moss down here, you do make a big kablong, you know, when you land. And we might even take a few hit points of damage, but, you know, no big deal. So, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, no, my feet aren't set, so I can't use an arrow yet. There we go. There we go. Now I can use an arrow. And you can't see the down there, but, and there is a guy that patrols down through this room, so it could be just a crapshoot as to whether or not he's going to be there when you drop down. So, yeah, so just quickly as you can, you know, get in here and find a shadow and hide. Okay, yeah. And you see the orange smoke. There's particle effects there, and there's more particle effect up the chimney. You know, orange smoke, it's not very realistic. I use it just because it looks better than just the plain smoke, at least to me. I don't know. It's a concession to it. It's a game. You know, it's a little more noticeable, and you can see it. So the chimney just has, I don't know. I just like the look of it better, though it's not very realistic. And there's another water arrow, again saying, you know, you can ghost this mission with minimal resources. You might not even have to use any, save that one gas arrow. But, you know, I did place a few things to find, tools to find along the way that you could use. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to take anything from your apartment, but it certainly pays to look for a few things along the way, because it does sort of grease the wheels a bit. And if I get this guy before there we go. I don't want to jack it because there's a guy around the corner looking at that area, and I don't want to whack him in the head. Okay, here's Russell. So, again, the guards are named. At least this guy's named. I imagine I named everybody. I guess as we whack them, we'll find out. So this is kind of like the guards, you know, little, you know, relaxation area. Get some food and a dartboard. And okay, and there. Okay, now I need to get. This is the warden's office, but you know, we don't have the key to get in there yet, and we will need it. And so up here, was that bit of
I might say
space.
things I don't know.
Thought I saw something.
You know, so this was the looking down the area that we just came through. So, just... Ooh, pardon me. We'll just whack those people. And chances are this might be the way I come back out with Bass, so I probably just will come back out
Guess
here
it's
this way
nothing now.
once I find him. And so you need to go down into the prison to find the key to the warden's office. And this is the area I was talking about that is practically impossible. I don't know how you would get to that door, through that door, without that guy seeing you. I don't, maybe there's some super sneaky taffer that, you know, would move, you know, 1 foot a day slowly enough, so, you know. But I just give you a gas arrow for little things like that. And there's an elevator that takes you back up to the ground level. So that's sort of like, you know, the entrance proper to the prison. And I believe you can just pick this lock. No? Okay, is there a prison? Okay, prison third. Okay, there it is. Prison third level key. Okay, that's what you needed to find. And oh, he had a few. Oh, okay, and he also had the same key because obviously he would have a key to that door. So, and it was the first instance of an elevator in one of my missions. You know, I was thinking elevators along the lines as, you know, if something happened, there's a prison break, or somebody was trying to get out of here, you could just, you know, just shut the power off to the elevators, and nobody could get out of here because elevators are the only way to travel between levels. So I mean, save, you know, a pick and a shovel or something and digging your way through solid stone and dirt. There's no way out of here without these elevators. And again, this door being picked is probably ridiculously long because there's absolutely no danger of being discovered in this room by anybody, so it's pretty much only locked because it's a prison and doors would be locked. There's another thing up here too. There's a zombie locked in a cell down just where that guy turned. There's a zombie in that cell down there, and I guess about 50% of the time, by the time you get here, that green guard is all riled up because of the zombie. I don't know why he can walk past that thing a million times and not react to it, but every now and then he'll just get and he'll start freaking out. So you get to this point, especially if you're trying to ghost, now you've got a guard that's on high alert, and you have to get past that area, and sometimes it's impossible to get past him, so you probably just have to, you know, whack him on his head. And here's some guests of the prison, and their door can't be opened, so we can whack him on the head. And there's some, there's a hole in the wall, and there's a cell here. I don't even think there's anything in here. But this would obviously be like a really crappy cell to be thrown into, and obviously some people have. So I don't remember if, I don't think I put any money or tools or anything in here, so it's just a room. And then there's these pagans. And then there's a zombie. So, and I think, can you pick? I think you can let the zombie out. Yeah, you can pick that lock and let the zombie out if you want to, because it, Okay. Okay, so that door wasn't even locked. All right. Good job, guys. Way to keep the doors locked. And then there's a readable over here. Remember what it was. Been here for 3 months and things been pretty quiet so far, but there is dat zombie in cell number 8. Sure does groan a lot. Just why do we have a zombie locked up in here anywho's? Those things are dangerous. They are. A few years back, my third cousin on my stepmother's side, Felix, I think was his name. Well, he was killed by one of those zombies. And if you Okay, the warden says the zombie is charged with something called necrophilia, whatever it means to have sex with a dead person. That's stupid. Of course a zombie's going to have sex with a dead person. What alive person wants to have anything to do with a zombie? But I just keeps my mouth shut. The warden is pretty stupid, he is. So, anyway, and the guy, Felix, reference to Felix, the guy who bought it in the Bone Horde. Whoa! Okay, guard on patrol. Almost busted.
Always so tired now. Can't remember when I had to go.
Yeah, we'll just whack him so we can get further down here, but you can sneak around him. It's not too difficult. And I put, a little hidey hole here, As a mission designer, it's good to put dark places for people to hide in. As they move along, it's nice to have these little footholds where you can Garrett can sort of stop and catch his breath and assess the situation, see what he wants to do next. Now I will waste my water arrows here because I really want to put a foothold at the end of this hallway. And there's another guy down here, and there's another pagan in a cell. And the guy patrolling down here, I believe he's the one that has the key to the warden's office. Yeah, he has a key on his belt, so that's got to be the key to the warden's office.
Turn him!
Anyway, so yeah, turn around very slowly, put my hands on my head. Not gonna happen, pal. So, okay, now it's the keys to the warden's office. And normally the player would probably proceed further in that direction, but since I built this thing, I know that's not the most expedient way, the quickest way to expedite the completion of the mission. So you go back up to the warden's office. And here we go. And you'll notice we got like a very Thief1 looking texture on the door there. And when we open this door, it's just, the decoration here is just hideous, and it was hideous on purpose, So anyway, there's like a million of these little cabinets, and yeah, okay, there's the key. Yeah, key. That's Basso's cell key. So you get down there, you find Basso, but you wouldn't be able to get his key, get him out, because you didn't have the key to the cell, and I don't allow you to pick it. So it's basically just make you backtrack to give you, just to give Garrett more to do. So, and there's some little bits of loot here, some more loot. Yeah, because you're the warden. Be neat and shut the doors. And again, the tray that you can't fob, so you can get the stuff off it easily. At one point, that key that we just picked up, I had just a little niche, like right there. I think that little bit, that dark bit right there, I carved out just a little bit of an airbrush and put the key there. And I think the testers everybody was having just a hard time finding it. I'm not sure why. It was just the way it was. So okay, fine, I'll just put it in the cabinet over here, So, if you don't bother to open the cabinets, I can't help you. So, and there's papyrus here. Okay. Yeah. Dear Mr. Draper, I'm in desperate need of your services. My office in the Stone Market Jail is in dire need of redecorating. The last warden had the most ludicrous of tastes well, I just can't put it into words. I can hardly concentrate on my duties with all these reds and greens glaring my eyes. Please clear thy schedule with haste, and present thyself to the guard at the front gate, who shall escort you to me. Then we shall discuss my needs. Warden R. Steward. So I guess that's why there are R's in the banners. It's, R is like his first name or something. So, yeah, and then there's a bit of a book here. Yeah. And yes, it's basically just describing who's locked up in the jail. Sale number 1, pagan man, name unknown, caught pilfering deer legs from the glowing mushroom. Captain Dusty brought him in, sentence 1 year. And of course, glowing mushroom, a reference to my first thief mission, and Captain Dusty, who was the captain in that area of the town or whatever. Dusty, our own, the black man. Cell number 2, 3, Mechanist Novus, name Wendell Fundle. What kind of mother names her kid? Oh, never mind. Sentence 2 years at the behest of Brother Kincaid. Seems Wendell can't keep his hands out of his trousers even at Mass. Palms to be scalded weekly to remove his urge to, you get the idea. Cell number 4, common street whore Daphne Duya, sentenced 6 months for acting like a whore and getting caught. Okay. Cell number 5, Basso Boxman, sentenced 2 years for possession of burglary tools and attempted breaking and entering. Mr. Basso is a suspected associate of the master thief Garrett. Put him on the rack once a week to see if he gives up any information. Cell number 6, Cooper Barlett, Dernheim Barlett, and Wilbur Norton, merchants from the southern town of Dunshire, to be held until further notice. Reuben's boys will pick them up. Man, I'd hate to be those 3. So, Richard B. Big. That's terrible, I know. Charged in conjunction with the whore in cell number 4, sentenced 6 months. Randolph Groans-a-Lot was brought in under suspicion of necrophilia, what a sick person, to be held until his death. The idiots, it's a zombie. And, cell number 9, Pagans, charged with witchcraft, sorcery, just plain smelling really bad, to be held until trial. Cell number 13, why don't we have a cell number 12? A gang of thieves caught tapping where they ought not have, to be held until I feel like letting them out. Torture when the mood strikes. Cell number 14, empty for now. So, if you go back to, so obviously these are the guys, if you've watched the Let's Play for Unfinished Business, Cooper Barlett, Dernheim, and Wilbur Norton, those are the guys that, Garrett sort of, gets the better of in that mission. And the one guy was to be handed over to the Downwinders, so I guess they just thought, well, we'll just give them all to the Downwinders or whatever. So it's just a silly little reference to some of my earlier work and people who played it, and that would actually, the 3 people actually remembered. The 3 people actually remembered from that mission to this mission. Maybe got a chuckle out of that. At least that was my intention. So, and we go along here. There's a zombie in the jail. So, and so I don't think there's any more people patrolling down here. But there's cell number 6. There's, there are those 3 alive and well, but they're not going to be well very much longer, or maybe even alive. Who knows? Who knows what Reuben's boys will do to them? And there's another guy, and there's this guy here, and this. I thought you could go in that cell, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, old Basso is. Oh yeah, he's in this one right here. And yeah. Now, technically, so you can't screw up. This is Basso. Technically, the game engine considers him to be dead, because you gotta trudge him through water to get him back to the flat. And I just didn't want him, the player sloshing around the water. And I was like, no, you've went all this trouble, and now Basso died on you. So technically, Basso is dead to the game engine, but the player doesn't know that. So basically, you just don't want him to end up getting killed on the way back when you have to hop in the water. And that's another thing. We'll get to it. It's sort of convoluted what you have to do. To me, things like that are just, I don't mind doing them. They're second nature, but, maybe other people thought it, a bit daft to have to do what you're going to have to do here in a bit. And it's a multiple rope arrow move. So, and we'll take him back this way. There is a guy patrolling down there, so I'll let him. Well, actually, what do I care if I have to slice them all up? So I think you can go from here. There we go.
Seeing things. Come out where I can see you.
Oh yeah, so we'll have to drop that. Okay. Do I have a flash bomb? Yeah, I got 2 flash bombs, so that's good.
Just one move, Tapper.
Okay, well let's.
You hear that noise too? You hear that?
For speed's sake, we'll just. Oh, I hate it when I blind myself. There we go. So. Yeah, I know, but I'll be gone by the time you figure it out, so don't worry about it. Love these guys. Ah, you gave yourself away that time. Oh, that's right. This is still locked. I stole the key from them. City gate key. Yeah, there you go. And we'll open them both. And now basically it's just a crawl back to your flat, and which is much more interesting if you've left everybody standing, because then you have to sneak and everything. When I don't know, it might have been a year or 2. I don't know how long it was till after I released this mission, but I didn't give it difficulty levels, which I've just never, I've never seen too much of the point of making difficulty levels in a thief mission. I play on expert. I just sort of build my missions to be like expert missions or whatever. So if you can't play expert on thief by now, after 14 years or however long, because in other words, the players have gotten pretty savvy. So and then obviously landing on ladders can cause no damage. You can fall 1,000 feet if you land just right on a ladder, you're fine. So as far as difficulty levels, I never really saw much of the point unless the mission was going to be substantially different from difficulty level to difficulty level, and they certainly wouldn't be in my case. So I rarely saw a reason to implement them. Though in one mission I do. The sequel to this does have actual difficulty levels that actually mean something. And the whole you could play it this way, that way, the other way, depending on difficulty. It hasn't really been done very much. I remember. Let me just put Basso down here. I remember testing what was Lord Allen's, not factory, Lord Allen's Fortress. I remember we tested that many months, and there was a lot of discussion on how to implement the difficulty levels, and the way those difficulties were implemented, it really made it like a different challenge each time, because one was just you want to blackjack everybody and then don't blackjack anybody and then just play this other way, and it was just really interesting how that came about. And so it was I don't know, it was just a very good mission, but the difficulty levels being implemented differently really gave the mission a lot more replay value than most missions. And also the wonderful Art of Thievery also had some difficulty level differences. I think I was basically though just on expert. A lot more of the mansion got opened up to explore. You couldn't explore the whole map. And then of course another the inverted mounts sledge. That was brilliant the way he implemented the difficulties there. So really got a lot of extra replay value out of his mission by doing that. But basically, if it's just going to be steal 1,000 loot, steal 2,000, steal 3,000, I mean, really, what's the difference?
Anyone there?
Oh boy. Let me if I can. Okay, here we go. Guy spotted me a little bit.
Just right.
Anyway, so now it's just a matter of getting Basso back to your flat. And and back to bound to the difficulty levels. What I was getting at before I distracted myself by rambling, I should have on expert started the player in that little courtyard where you went down the chimney to get into the prison. On expert, that's where I should have started the player. The player should have started the mission at that point, and I should have made on the other two easier difficulty levels start somewhere else, like in his flat or maybe somewhere else as well. Because if you start over there, then you're going to have to crawl back through a populated map with Basso without getting to your toy closet, and without knowing the map as well, because it'll be newer to you. So it would have made it a lot more challenging had I started you on expert at the prison instead of at Garrett's flat. But it just didn't even occur to me. So, oops, screwed up there. Because you need to put 2 rope arrows. Oh, wait a minute. Can I do that? No. Wait a minute. 1. No. Okay. Oh, I can put it in the trim there. That's what I need to do. Okay. And then, but that rope is not long enough for you to get to, so you have to put another bit into the trim of that window. So it's sort of like a double rope arrow maneuver. And I do believe I put a note in the README saying, make sure you have 2 rope arrows as you're taking Basso back, because I don't know of any other way to do this than use 2 rope arrows to get in here, and then I'm stuck to this little short one. Okay, and then I can drop Basso and actually, what's the point of retrieve? Normally I'd pick my rope arrows back up. Garrett would. They're expensive, but Oh, and actually, we'll go back out the way we came in. Yeah, sorry about your noggin, dude. Oh, wait a minute. I want Basso. There we go. And I have a water arrow. Nope. Or that's right. I can't pick. Yeah, there we go. I'll darken this just a little bit, just in case that guy was at the end of the. There we go. He's down there. Okay, now I'm gonna have to. I forgot how I do this. Oh man, I might need a rope arrow. Do I have one? You go back and get. Okay, yeah, I still have 2. Good. Okay, he's. There we go. Do this quickly. Need to get back up on this ledge. And let's leave the rope arrows. I'll just.
Anyone there?
I don't really care if he sees me because he can't get to me now.
We got an intruder.
Yeah, well, you got an intruder. You're right, but there's nothing you can do about it. So I just sneak around this ledge, as he can't get to me. Now, obviously, normally Garrett would be very careful getting out of his flat because he obviously doesn't want City Watch to know where he's living. And there we go. I think we have to drop him on the bed. Yeah, there we go. And that's it. That's a friend in need, Da-dum-da. Basso needed your help. Garrett to the rescue once again. So anyway, that's it. We'll get to the sequel to that in a little while, but my voice is very, very dry from speaking so much today. So I'll be taking a little break. Probably won't get another LP up for maybe another day or two, but I've certainly given everybody enough in the last 24 hours to chew on. So this might be a world record pace for Let's Plays. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll be with you shortly.